Hey, I'm ALBO, and I love JDM cars and culture. In each episode in this multi-channel crossover series, I'll go on car adventures around Japan with Captain Bradford from JDM Masters, along with our car club and fellow YouTubers Japonik, Sammit, Dustin Williams, and others. Join us as we do car stuff, explore Japanese culture, and show you what it's really like in the land of the rising sun. This is our JDM life, and we are the Super JDM Bros.
この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りしました。
So, in today's video, we're going to be heading over to Sammit's new shop. I'm going to help him out, paint the walls, get everything set up. And I was thinking in today's video, we could talk about what it takes to become a full-time YouTuber. Because as you guys know, one of my big goals this year is to go full-time on YouTube. Hopefully I can make it happen this year. And who better to ask for advice than Sammit, who lives down the street and who went full-time with YouTube, I think last year or almost 2 years ago. So I think he's got quite a bit of experience about what it takes to take it to the next level. And I'm also really excited to see his shop and see his little setup there. And so let's just go and hang out. Right. Looks like May's here. Alright, here we are at the shop. Here's the pink S15. Ooh, this looks like the TME, which is completely stripped. Alright, so now I'm here at Sam's new shop. And today we're going to be painting the walls a bit. Maybe I'll kind of sneak in a little design in there somewhere. So you're working on the TME, right?
Yeah.
And it's like fully, like everything's all over the place. It's bada.
Yep. We pulled the whole thing apart, and then more and more is going to come off of it. Got the whole drivetrain engine to come out. Pretty much get this thing on just like dollies. And it's going to be a bare shell, and then I'll go to the body guy, and he'll do all his magic.
I can't believe you were able to find that TME. Basically,
it's completely a fluke though. Like I was not looking for one at all.
So there's leader here, the red stripe CP9A, and then the plate here. This is the important part where it says CP9A SNDF.
So there was about 187 made in the white in this particular version, the RS, and however many Mitsubishi took and trashed at the rallies and stuff, destroyed, got crushed, like other people who bought them and crashed them. There's probably only like 60 to 70 left in the world. So I think it's gonna be really cool because like I found a whole bunch of history on the car, previous owner like rallying it. I got a whole bunch of old footage.
Whoa, you found like his?
Yeah, like I found old footage of this thing in the rallies and stuff here in Japan.
What do you say to the people who would say, aren't you doing the same thing Adam did, getting an Evo?
No, it's entirely different. Like I've always wanted to restore and save an abandoned car. So when I saw this there and I knew what it was, once I figured out what it was, I think it was just a no-brainer for me, and I thought this was the perfect car for me to save.
Right.
We'll save more on the channel and stuff as well as time goes on, but it was something I couldn't say no to.
Yeah, this is, I mean, just to get it to this point, just to like take everything off, that must have been like weeks of just...
Nope. How long did it take us to pull the whole car apart together? 2 hours?
Oh yeah, you made a video about it the other day.
Yeah, we pulled it apart in 2 hours. Gave May a rattle gun, and she had it done in no time.
Man, you like stripped it down to like almost a bare shell.
Yeah, a lot of this was already taken out. It just had like racing buckets in it and all that kind of stuff. But yeah.
But the panels themselves look to be like in good condition, right?
Yeah, the panels themselves are pretty good. The fenders are kind of how you're going, and the bumpers are kind of screwed, which really hurts me because this is a super rare bumper.
Yeah.
But that's okay. We'll just buy one new from Mitsubishi. You can still buy all the TME RS stuff brand new from Mitsubishi.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's just super expensive.
But at least you have the chassis, the actual real
TME
deal chassis, right?
Yep, the real chassis.
And the engine, is the engine okay?
Engine's fine, but I'm not gonna obviously do anything. I'm gonna rebuild it and do something crazy and cool. Put out some power.
That's a really cool project. It's like kind of the drift project over here. Any other motorsports, like facets of motorsports that I could get into?
Me?
Yeah.
I mean, rally stuff is cool. I'll probably get a Subaru for that, but for now, this is like my focus. Fortunately, we thought we were going to be here for a lot longer, but then Okachan called us and said he wanted to meet at like 5, and we were like, what?
Okay, so
we're going to only be here for like
leave at 5.
Yeah.
Are we just like trying to paint up there? Is that the plan?
No. So I've painted that part black. Eventually I'll paint up the top there at some later date. Today, pretty much the plan is to paint this wall white. So we've got all the paint and stuff.
Okay.
A little bit further forward with the cover over it and get going.
Yeah, sounds good. Man, it's gonna be cool to see this place come together.
Yeah, especially once we get lifts and everything in here. I mean, it moves on its own power, but there's no point starting.
You gonna pull the brake?
Not yet.
All right, so we have this new item I've never seen. It's like for painting, right?
Yeah.
I guess it's got painter stamp on it already.
Yeah. I don't mind if a bit of paint gets on the metal stuff.
So I reckon our walls are looking pretty good. I think I did a pretty decent job, at least getting the first couple layers down. There's a few little spots up there and around the edges that are quite hard to get. Sam, you did a really even job. I think you've had a lot of practice now, huh? From this massive wall.
Yeah.
And I'm sure a lot of people were suggesting paint the walls pink. I suggested it too. We're pretty much done for the day. It's just about, oh crap, got some paint on my watch, about 5 o'clock. It's okay, it's water-based, right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna take off here pretty soon. I'll probably head back, continue editing my video. How satisfied are you, May, for accomplishing that? Really nice, actually. It's really clear.
Yeah, you did a really good job.
Yeah.
I don't even have to touch that. That's so good.
Like when I compare your wall to my wall, I'm like, close up it looks the same, but like from this far, it's much more even.
Yeah, I made sure I like spread the whole thing like really neat. So, yay!
For here, let's take a quick peek at the Sylvia. Man, for a car that gets so much action, this is still looking really good despite the Scotch tape that's holding the front bumper together. But because it's pink, if you look at it from far away, I mean, it just looks like part of the livery. It's only until you get up close and look at it, you're like, oh, okay, that's actually holding the bumper together. But, you know, it's really cool how this is a, you know, circuit prepped car, but Sam is still dailying it. Is it this car that just passed 50?
Yep.
Wow. It's a really low mileage car.
Yeah. Really lucky with that one. Wow. And it's a drift car.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You can see, like right now, it doesn't look like much, but honestly, it's quite an accomplishment, I think, to get a shop here in Japan. So yeah, I would love to get like this kind of setup to myself too, you know, like YouTube studio over here, and then like a sim over here, and then like, you know, the S2000 and the Forester over here, maybe like a paint booth.
I mean, by the time you want a shop, dude, you'll have more than 2 cars.
That's true.
Like, look at me. I somehow got a Mini. I don't even know what I'm gonna do with that. You want to buy a Mini?
Every time
You can race it, dude. It'll be sick.
time attack.
Two new front tires. That's worth something.
Toge.
Toge, yeah, Toge beast, dude. That would be such a funny
Snow
Toge car.
drift.
Yeah.
Okay, so still trying to sell me this Mini. So Sam, what's your advice for folks like me who want to become a full-time YouTuber? And maybe they're kind of like on the cusp, you know? They're like over 100,000 subs.
Yeah.
They're, you know, making some money, but not quite enough yet to completely, you know, go all in on it.
Yeah. Well, the best thing is like you need to look at how much you're making and what's going to happen if you all of a sudden change the daily. You know, like if you're making this amount off one video every week, if you all of a sudden did that daily, do you think you'll get the same amount of views and make the same amount? So you need to definitely future plan a little bit, but also there is definitely a chance factor there.
Yeah.
My best advice for anything is just start doing it. You know, try to have someone that supports you. Like May supported me heavily when I first did it. Like financially as well, you know what I mean? Like the first couple months were brutal.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's friends, family, people like that around to help you, encourage you, and then just don't give up. That's my biggest advice.
Yeah. You gave me a lot of advice recently, actually, and I think one thing I did was, after I had some chats, like I just wrote everything down.
Yep.
And I just started like plotting some numbers.
Start planning everything out.
Yeah, and then once I did that, I was like, oh, it's possible. So.
Yeah. No, it totally is possible. It's just, hey, you may not be able to eat out every day all of a sudden. You know, you may need to eat ramen noodles for a couple weeks here and there. You know what I mean? Like, but once you get the rhythm going and once you start figuring stuff out, it's so easy.
Especially with the pandemic, you know, it's like a lot of people are realizing like jobs
Yep.
just aren't secure.
Yeah,
Like fundamentally.
So true, yeah.
So at least with something like this, it's something that you can control and you're kind of like in control of your own destiny. So I think definitely maybe this year we'll see a rise of like this type of.
I think you'll just see a lot of people that want to work for themselves.
Yeah, good luck to you guys, and hopefully through watching our journey trying to figure this out, you'll get some pointers as well. Yeah, thanks, man. It was awesome to come here and paint the shop.
Anytime you want to help paint, you're more than welcome to come.
Yeah, and I'll also use this as a place to put my car together as well.
No, like seriously, this will be a place that, you know, friends and stuff like that will be able to come here and use. I'll have a lift in here, I'll have a tire machine, all that kind of stuff.
Awesome.
So you guys will be able to freely use this as long as, you know, like you just give me a heads up.
I think I'll be here the next couple days because I got a lip for the S2000. So.
Easy.
Okay, so we're taking off. So I want to get into drifting, Sam.
What?
I want to get into drifting. Should I get an S15 off the bat, or should I get like a different, you know, more of a missile beater?
Get something that you don't care about. Like to start off with, that's definitely my recommendation. Like I love my S15 and I care about it so much.
Right, I think I would love it too much to drive it hard.
For sure.
That's the problem with the S2000. It's like I want to track it, but I don't want to crash it.
Yeah, I think like that's definitely an important thing, is like getting that mindset, and it's taken me a very long time to feel that way about my S15.
Yeah.
I think like also financially, like where you're at stability wise has a huge play in that too, because like if I wreck this one, I'll just buy another one. That's my thinking now, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the last thing you want to do is go compete at a competition when you get to that level and not actually give it your 100% and miss out on getting first place, you know?
Yeah. So okay, so what should I start with?
Why don't we bring it back, Miata?
I do have the NB.
Cheap, really easy to work on. Parts are cheap and readily available. With the amount of money you'd spend on getting one of the, like an S chassis, you would have a fully set up Miata by then.
And you already have the experience of building a turbo Miata, so we could do it in Japan.
We could rotary
right?
swap it. But no, super easy. And starting off NA, low horsepower, is the best thing you can do for learning the drift.
Awesome. Well, I already have the NB, so maybe we'll just start there.
Yeah, start there. We'll just weld the diff.
Before I take off, look how good this low light is. I'm shooting with the A7S III. It's pretty much, it's dark, but we can still really see. I think it's such a beast car. Back in the car, just went to the convenience to get a green tea. So, yeah, you know, I was just thinking, I had a few thoughts and I wanted to continue the video. And actually, after this, later tonight, I'm gonna head over to Daikoku Futo. So we're gonna head over there and we're gonna meet up with Masa, my friend Masa. You've seen him in previous videos. He's wacky, funny Japanese dude who recently has, I feel like since he went to Osaka, he got a lot cooler. I mean, I love lovable, dorky Masa, but like seeing him kind of put himself together, so good job, Masa. Anyways, what I was gonna talk about is just some of my thoughts about going full time, you know, on YouTube. Let me pop this open. Actually, you know, let me turn off the car. You know, Sammit gave some really good advice. It's actually stuff that we've talked about already before, but I wanted to get on camera because I wanted to be able to share with some of you guys as well. But off camera, while we were painting the walls, you know, he gave me a lot of other advice, which I think was incredibly powerful. And even though he gave me like all this advice, I think for me, what I got the most out of it was just hanging out with somebody who's really doing it. Like Sammit is basically the only YouTuber in Japan who's really doing the full-on car YouTuber thing. You know, like the guys back in the States and in Canada, like the Eliminate guys, Birdie from Kings Must Rise, and Dustin Williams and Adam LZ, all the car YouTubers who are killing it in the States. But in Japan, there's like no foreigners yet who are doing it, because aside from all the difficulties of like breaking into the scene and building a niche and building a channel, there's all the difficulties associated with like setting up a company in Japan and then finding a place to start a shop. Kudos to Sam for putting all that stuff together. For me, what I really took from that was just finding friends who are doing the thing that you want to do is really important, because it shows you that it's possible. I think that's pretty much the most important thing. It's like you need to know yourself. You need to believe that it's possible. The first step is figuring out how to get that belief. One of the ways that you can develop the self-belief is by sitting down and trying to plan it. So like I briefly mentioned, basically I sat there, I wrote down some numbers, some figures, and I basically tried to figure out, was this financially feasible? And then once I did all that, I realized, yeah, I think if I work really hard, I can do it. Yeah, once you have it written down, once you have it on literally on paper, I think it goes a long way to convincing yourself that it's possible. One of the other really important parts, guys, is when you are starting a channel. I think one of the other really important things, guys, is when you're working on your channel, you need to have that belief that this is something that you really want to do for the next like 5 or 10 years. So you have to pick like a niche that you're not just passionate about because you're interested, because it's fun, but because you love it. I think the way to make your passion something you want to work for is to give it a sense of mission. And I think the best way to do that is to try to figure out how the content that you're making can help other people. Because then you get a sense of, you're not just doing it to make a living for yourself, but you're doing it so that you can hopefully inspire other people and you can help them in their lives. That's just where I'm coming out with this. So those are my thoughts for now. We're gonna head home and then get ready to head over to Daikoku. So let's go.